Principles of sports nutrition. Is it possible to prevent disease through the administration of dietary supplements? By taking natural health products, can we elevate the immune system? Can we strengthen our overall resolve? Can we enhance our potential to stand up against the winds and storms of stress in this life? The answer, of course, is yes, and that's exactly why Tracy and I take dietary supplements, and so do millions of people. We call them the intelligent choice. Prevention of disease is the hallmark or classic characteristic of wisdom. First, you prevent. Then, if you still need to, you treat, but treatment is not required when you prevent the disaster. That's why we take dietary supplements, not only to improve our performance as athletes, which they are proven to do. Now, it depends on how much of what you take, but when you get into things like zinc and vitamin A and the botanical medicines and all of the different natural remedies that exist on this planet, there's an inexhaustive supply of incredibly reliable health products, natural products, products derived from the planet Earth in their natural state, and also engineered in manufacturing facilities worldwide that you can use to prevent disease. Now, for all you naysayers or vitamin bashers out there, or if you know someone with that type of mindset, ask them this: do you or do you not accept the fact that washing your hands thoroughly on a regular basis prevents the widespread incidence and risk of disease? Do you believe that microorganisms exist? Do you believe that pathogens exist? Well, we've seen them under a microscope, but at one time people didn't believe they existed and blamed infection and disease, especially acute disease that couldn't be explained, on demon possession or on some mystical influence that was unexplainable and that people just accepted because they couldn't understand it. They had no knowledge. They had no knowledge of microbiology. Now, my position here, based on observation and my professional experience and research, indicates that there are large numbers of people who are just as ignorant about the effective utilization of dietary supplements for the treatment of infection and the prevention of it. Now, some people believe that vitamins don't have any value, and they are definitely uninformed. They haven't studied them. They know nothing about them. Others are influenced by academia at the highest level of convention, and they're led to believe that we don't need to take dietary supplements, that the diet they eat of French fries and hot dogs and hamburgers and potato chips and chocolate bars, or next to nothing at all, is sufficient to sustain their biological demand. Of course, they don't know what their demands are, and if they did, they would take supplements, because it's obvious that no diet anywhere on this planet ever did or is currently sustaining us with everything that we need, because we don't even know what we need in totality. I'll tell you what we do know, though. I know that there are huge numbers of people that are degenerating prematurely, that suffer with needless infection and suffer throughout their lives thinking that there's absolutely nothing they can do about it. Many of these people are so-called intellectuals. They are scientists, biologists, physicists, university professors. Let me give you a hint. Don't ask any of these people what wellness is or how to stay well. You would think that the most intellectually elevated man would understand the importance of sustainability as it relates to their own health and their own well-being, but this is simply not the case, and it still baffles me to this day. Cosmologists warn us about the impending doom of runaway asteroids. The climatologists are warning us about CFCs and carbon emissions and global warming. Once again, I'm reminded of how easy it is to put all your energy into trying to save the world, while at the same time neglecting your own health, your own life, your own utility, your own responsibilities, and your obligation as a human being to sustain yourself and do whatever it takes to stay well, so that you're not a liability on the very society that you're trying to protect. If you investigate the life of an Einstein, a Faraday, a Newton, a Heisenberg, you will inevitably discover that there's absolutely no mention made from their memoirs, from their manuscripts, that health was a major priority to them. When it comes to exercise and looking after their physical bodies, when it came to doing what it takes for a human being to stay well, it seems as if their egos and single-mindedness, which is essential to discovery, was all that mattered to them, even to the degree of suffering themselves and decaying prematurely. So when it comes to our own personal health, who do we ask? Where do we turn? Where do we get the advice? Well, there's research. There are individuals that are obviously committed to the preservation of health, who understand its value, and they can help instruct you. But we have to rely on ourselves. You either do or do not have an interest in your own health and welfare. And if your life is important to you, you will do what it takes. You'll do the work of health to stay well and to stay alive. Only you can prevent forest fires. Only you can prevent disease.